on, Craig Jones. How are you doing today?
Yeah, pretty good.
Doing
Just
good.
surviving quarantine.
Nice, awesome. All right, so your last match, you did a tag team, which technically you lost, but did you really lose because you didn't actually get to compete?
I lost, but I guess the fans lost most on that one.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are really excited about that match. Is that something that you would want to rematch in the tag team style, or would you want to go against either one of those individually?
I'd be happy to do either way. I mean, it's just I think a rule adjustment for the tag team could fix it. But yeah, I'd love to get revenge against those guys in any format, really.
Yeah, I think the fans would love to see that too, especially because they didn't get to see you compete. And that's, you're known as one of the greatest submission grapplers of our day and age right now. So people love to see you compete in that aspect. All right, your upcoming match. Talk about your opponent. What do you know?
Kevin Casey. So Kevin Casey's like I think he was on the Ultimate Fighter, but he's a Hickson Gracie black belt.
Yep.
And I've trained with him. I trained with him, I think, going on maybe 3 years ago now.
Okay.
And 3 years ago, like, a lot of people say this is like a bit of a mismatch, but I actually trained with him and he submitted me a couple times.
Okay.
So I think he probably feels pretty confident for this one. But 3 years, obviously a very long time between training sessions or really competing against someone. But I think it'll be a tough match. He should have probably, I'm going to guess 30 pounds on me.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to get it done within the 5-minute period before we go to overtime.
So you anticipate this not going to overtime?
Yeah, definitely not. I feel like he's going to be hoping it goes to overtime. Knowing his game, I feel like he wants to drag it into overtime and start from the armbar position. But I'm really planning to take him out quick.
Yeah, and you haven't ever gone to overtime. This is your seventh SUG competition, right? And you've never gone to overtime.
Never gone to overtime. I actually hate being stuck in overtime because it sort of like gives your opponent a good position that maybe would never have found a way to earn that position. So like, I've never been to overtime. I usually come after him pretty aggressive just out of fear of going to overtime.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, I'm excited for your match. Is there anybody else you want to compete with, or are you just focused on this match coming up?
Oh, I mean, I guess either of those guys, Vinny Margalesh, Kyle Bain, the guys from the tag team match, that'd be awesome to get those back. So if I get through Kevin Casey this weekend, and if we all survive the coronavirus, those guys would be the ones to take on.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, anything else you want to shout out before we're done?
No, not much. Really, I'm just excited because, I mean, it's probably the only sporting event on the planet this weekend. So hopefully we get a lot of viewers.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on. We're excited to see you here in the Pacific Northwest again, and we'll see you here in a few days. What's up, Kevin Casey? How you doing today?
Good. Considering, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm super excited that the event is still going on.
Yeah, I know. We're really excited. I can't believe somehow, Chael came through and is pulling it all together. Talk to me about your opponent. Obviously, Craig Jones. Everybody knows who he is. A lot of people, I think, see this matchup and they're immediately going to have the favorite go towards Craig Jones. But we just talked to him, and you two have actually trained together before.
Yeah. So, Craig knows what's coming. So it's not like I have the element of surprise in this one.
Yep.
But for me, this is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
As far as competition goes, I've been pro in MMA since 2007, and so a lot of my jiu-jitsu career has been kind of like on the back burner. So anytime I was competing, it was always last minute notice, or if I didn't have a fight at the time, I would just go in just because I felt good.
Yep.
But this time, Chael actually gave me a full training camp. Without the last couple of weeks, but I've had a full training camp. I was training twice a day and really, really studying some of the details of the way the game's evolved.
Yeah.
So I know what to expect from Craig. You know what I mean? I know what he's gonna do. I know what he's good at, and that makes it a little bit easier for me to game plan.
That's great. And especially you had an extremely successful MMA career. Now are you focusing your attention on jiu-jitsu and plan to do more of these competitions?
You know what? Right now, I feel like the next move for me will be opening my own gym.
Okay.
And go a little bit more towards coaching, but at the same time, I still have the itch to get back in the cage. So you might see that as well. But being competitive is something that I love to do. I don't even know life without being competitive at this point. So
Yep, I
Yeah.
totally understand. You got the itch to compete still. You have an amazing match coming up, which we're all super excited about. And gosh, you have so many accolades. It's great. Is this something that would be another notch? Is this something you want to try to check off your bucket list?
Well, for me, this is just to let people know that I'm still relevant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you go away from the scene for as long as I've been away, you know, the fans change.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, there's a whole new generation, a whole new, you know, all these new guys, new faces. And then it's like, okay, I'm old school now. And like, I never know what it's felt like to be old school, but
Yeah.
I guess I have to wear that hat right now. So, you know, I'm coming back to let them know that, you know, my game is going to be very basic. Pressure, you know, simple, nothing fancy, the old school way, and I'm going to get it done. I'm going to shock the world.
Awesome. I'm super excited, especially you get to come out to Oregon, where we live, where we're from. So we're super excited to have you, and we'll see you in a few days. Is there anything else you wanted to shout out or promote to get some excitement around this card?
No, definitely shout out to Craig, you know, for taking the match, because he knows that it's a dangerous match for him.
Yep.
At the same time, like on you know, he has more to lose in the situation. So I tip my hat to him for being up to the challenge and giving me opportunity to come in and represent. You know, shout out to all my training partners. You know, the Gracie family been a foundation for me. Black House, Kenny Bow Wrestling. You know, everybody that supports me and all my teammates. And let's do this and get it done.
Awesome. I'm so excited, and thanks so much. We'll see you here in a few days.
Thanks again.
Yep,
all
have
right.
a good day. Bye. All right, Jake, so you last competed on SUG 8 in May, where you came off of a huge win against Diego Sanchez in overtime. Talk to us about that match.
Yeah, you know, Diego, you know, we had history, obviously, in the past. We fought in the UFC in actually main event in my hometown in Omaha. So that was a big fight for me. And he's always been a guy I've looked up to as far as watching him compete growing up. He's been in the game for a long time. So, you know, we kind of became buddies after the fight. And of course, you know, getting to do a grappling match, you know, why not? So I'm always excited to compete with him. I know the heart that guy has, and I admire that part of him.
That's awesome. Yeah, and well, your next match originally was supposed to be against Carlos Condit, which is also somebody you have fought in the past. Do you want that match still? Unfortunately, he had to pull out, but is that a match you still want in the future?
Yeah, definitely. You know, Carlos, we had a really, really close fight. It was my first fight in the UFC, actually, 2009.
Nice.
But yeah, you know, I still hope we can get that one, get it back on the card down the road. You know, when things start to become a little easier for him to travel and stuff like that. But yeah, I would love to compete against him. He's another one of those guys, one of those competitors, and not to mention world champion from WC to the UFC. So I'd love to compete against him again. It'd be fun.
That'd be great. All right, what do you know about Ben Igley, your new opponent for SUG?
You know, I've heard his name a few times. I don't know a lot about him, to be honest. I watched his match with Jesse Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's a black belt. He seems like he's a pretty technical opponent. So a little bit taller than me, a little bit longer. You know, I'm used to grappling and training with guys kind of his body style. So. But yeah, I don't know a lot about him, to be honest.
Yeah, not a lot, especially because this is short notice. When did you get the new opponent?
You know, maybe a week ago.
Okay.
And when I had spoke with Chael, it was like I said, "Yeah, I'm in, man." It doesn't. You have somebody, I'm in. Yeah. So
that's great. Awesome. Well, we're super excited to have you out here in the.
Chael.
What was that?
Oh, I said something that I try to take away from Chael. He's always been the guy who's anyone, anywhere, anytime. So
yeah.
And you know, for me, grappling in this atmosphere is so much fun. Regardless of who the opponent is, it's a lot of fun. So for me, you know, being able to stay on the card is always an honor. So like I told him, anybody, I'm in.
Awesome. That's great. Well, we're excited to have you out here in the Pacific Northwest again and excited for your match. Anything else you want to shout out before we close?
No, I'm just, you know, like I said, I'm excited. UFC, it's on UFC Fight Pass again, which is always exciting. And I'm hoping that he puts on more of these events. I mean, this sport, especially in this environment, has become so popular and a lot more, just exciting matchups. You know, with Vinny, with Craig Jones. There's so many good grapplers, and that don't necessarily fight in MMA. So a lot of people haven't maybe heard of them, but it's exciting to put some of the best grapplers in the world on this platform. So I certainly hope they do more of these events.
Yep, absolutely. We love it too. So thanks so much, and we'll see you here in a few days.
Absolutely. Good to see you.
Thanks. Bye. All right, so you are competing at SUG again. You took this match on Saturday, so extremely short notice. But obviously I can tell, following you on Instagram, you're staying in the gym, staying ready. What do you know about your opponent?
Yeah, well, so I know Jake Ellenberger is a veteran. He's been doing this for a really long time. He's a great wrestler. He's a lot different than me in build. He's a lot stockier, a lot more, I'd say, powerful. So, I've seen him fight a bunch. I've seen him grapple a couple times, and I think it's going to be a great match. I'm excited to get back in there. I was excited to get the call and excited to show, the world what I can do.
Yeah, that's really exciting. Was there anybody you had in mind? Because you're coming off of, you beat Jesse Taylor at SUG 7 in overtime. Was there anything you had, any opponent you had planned to go against before this matchup came?
No, I hadn't ever, in fighting and grappling, I never really have someone particular in mind. And Submission Underground has always done a good job of pairing me with really good people. I did want to go against another MMA guy. Hopefully somebody from Bellator or the UFC would be even better, just to showcase my skills, because I'm a BJJ black belt. I'm so close to making it to that next level, the highest level in MMA, and I just want every opportunity I can to show that.
Yeah, and on this card, you're replacing Carlos Condit, who had to pull out. Is that a matchup that you would want? Someone like Carlos Condit, say you come in with the win over Jake Ellenberger, would you want to take then Carlos Condit's, place?
I think that would be great. I've watched Carlos so many times over the years. He's not that much older than me, but he's been fighting for so long. I think our styles would be awesome. I think it would be a super exciting match. He didn't get to compete, so I'd love him to get another chance to compete, and I'd love it if it was against me. That would be great. Yeah,
that would be awesome. Well, any other shout-outs? Anything else you want to say to promote this matchup?
I'm excited to do this. I want to say hi to everybody out there in the jiu-jitsu community, especially that can't train. I want to say hi to all my students, especially my kids. The kids program has been shut down longer than the adults. And, I miss you guys. I think about you all the time. And this match is going to be for you guys.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, at least it gets to be right here in your backyard, so you don't have to go very far. But yeah, we'll see you here in a few days.